Okay, good morning everyone. Hello.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, sorry for the late. Actually, today we are having that competition, no? Competition is going on. That's why I was here to arrange table and all for our students. Okay. So what we have seen in the last lecture, I think some homeworks also I have given you to find out what is del curl, what is geometric interpretation. Whether you have completed that homework. Let us go for the next point. Actually, in the last lecture, we come across the point that we got the potential energy, that is work done is equals to, we have found the potential energy. Now this is for the case of a n number of particle or system of n number of particle. We have found the value of a W is equals to, if you remember, we have found this with the help of external and internal forces acting, and then we have used our one theorem, that is necessary sufficient condition theorem for the conservative forces. Okay, this theorem we have used and we have found the result that W is equals to minus summation over I Vi external plus 1 upon 2 summation over J Vji internal R1 to R2. Okay. Now this is what we have found the velocity in terms of our that is just like we have done for our single particle. What we have found for the single particle, we have found that it is V1 minus V2. And what is the work done in terms of kinetic energy? It is T2 minus T1. In the very similar way, we have to do it for a system of n particles. So what we get, the work done is equals to, okay, now this value we can write this whole value, this summation and all with negative sign we will keep it as it is, and this whole value I can write it is as a potential energy acting on a whole system due to external as well as internal forces. Okay, is it okay
Yes,
for
ma'am.
everyone? Simply this is what a potential energy. Okay, we have a potential energy due to external force as well as internal force, and then combining all this summation and all this term, we can write it as a potential energy acting on the whole system. Now I can write this as it is a potential energy acting on the position P1 and P2, R1 and R2 are the position vector. So I can write this as V2 minus V1. So this minus sign if I merge out, so we get work done is equals to V1 minus V2. Okay. So we got this formula. Now in the very similar way, we have to find out for the kinetic energy. Okay. Now let me find out for the kinetic energy. What we have done for the single particle, we have written the formula for the work done, which is equal to, okay, what was the formula? F dr, where r is running for, r is having a limit r1 to r2. Now here we have n number of particles. So what will be the change? Only the change is what? W is equal to summation over I integration r1 to r2 fi dri. Okay. So now we can write what is the work done. It is summation over I integration R1 to R2. What is Fi? Fi is what is the formula for the force in terms of our Newton's third law, that is F is equals to ma. Sorry, not the third law. It is I think second law. No, force is equal to mass into acceleration. So it is mi into ai. Now we are writing for the every single particle. So we can write this as a mi into vi. Okay, and this dri as it is. Okay, Now, what is this acceleration? Acceleration is nothing but rate of change in the velocity. Yes, we have seen these formulas in the first lecture of a classical mechanics, right? No, so r1 to r2. Now this mass I can keep inside, and then sorry, we can keep mass outside, and then what is the value of this acceleration is nothing but your dvi by dt, correct? Dvi by dt, and this dri I can write it as dri by dt, that is integration derivative with respect to same term. So it is okay. Yes, everyone got this? Any doubt for this step? This AI is nothing but your dvi by dt. Dri I have written in terms of dri by dt. That is integration derivative with respect to the same term. Don't assume that dt get cancelled. Okay. Now what we have to do, we have to adjust the terms here. What we can adjust here, you can see that what is the value of this dri by dt? Yes. हॅलो, आहेत का सगळे? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is the answer? dri by dt.
Me.
Velocity is nothing but dr by dt, na? Rate of change of a position vector. I have given you the example also, real life example. Position where you are going to have a position of that body. If suppose you are traveling from the your home to any shopping center or mall or anything else, so how you are going to find out your velocity, speed with the help of whether you are traveling on a bike or whether you are walking. आठवत आहे ना सगळं?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
समजतंय मी सांगितलेलं का खूप
Yes.
फास्ट आहे का स्लो आहे? So what is velocity? It is dr by dt. What is r? R is a position vector, that is xi plus yj plus zk. We have seen this in the first lecture of classical mechanics. What is a position vector? I have given you real life example also. From your responses, I am not sure whether you are understanding whatever I am teaching you. समजतंय सगळ्यांना?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
If not, again go back to the lectures. You can see those lecture once again. This is our position vector. Rate of change of position vector is velocity. Rate of change of a velocity is a acceleration. Right. So this dri by dt, I can write it as vi. Now again you can see the integration and derivative with respect to the same term. So now I can write the resultant as this summation over I mi as it is integration r1 to r2, right? So what we remain simply vi dvi. Okay? Is it okay? This integration derivative get cancelled. This summation over I mi outside, and here we remains vi dvi. Now what will be the value of this integration?
V square by 2.
vi square divided by 2 within the limits r1 to r2. Correct. Now again you can say this is vi square divided by 2, and these are position vector of uh, particle at a position p1 and p2, that is r1 and r2 are the position vector. So what we can write the work done, the formula for the work done we can write now as I will write down this whole in our bracket, summation over I mi vi square divided by 2 within the limits r1 to r2. Now can anyone tell me what is the value of this whole term? What it is? Whether you know the formula for the kinetic energy? What is the formula for kinetic energy? T is equal to 1 upon 2 mv square. Now here we have n number of particles. Total kinetic energy acting on the system can be written as summation over Ti. What do you mean by summation over Ti? It is nothing but 1 upon 2 mi Vi square. Correct?
Ma'am.
समजलंय सगळ्यांना?
हो ma'am. Yes ma'am.
So what is this? This is nothing but your summation over Ti. This summation over Ti, I can write it as simply T within the limits R1 to R2. Correct? So now we can write the formula for the work done is nothing but T2 minus T1. Initially what we got in this lecture starting point, W is equal to V1 minus V2 we have found, and here we have found T2 minus T1. In the very similar way, whatever we have done for the single particle, now we have proved it for a n number of particles. Therefore, T2 minus T1 is equals to V1 minus V2, and hence we can say that T1 plus V1 is equals to T2 plus V2, and hence the result that the total kinetic energy plus potential energy, that we can say the total energy of the system is conserved. Okay? Any doubt for this one?
No ma'am.
If not, let me go for the next point, that is the constraints. Okay? Let us go for the next point, that is constraints. Okay? Now actually what are the constraints? These are simply limitations or geometric restriction on the motion of a particle or the system of particle. These are simply the relation between the coordinates coordinates and the time t. We are always possible to express them in the form of f of xi, yi, zi, t. Okay. So what are the constraints? Simply these are restriction on the motion of a particle, right? So what do you mean by motion of particle? Suppose as we have discussed just now, suppose you are traveling anywhere, so there are so many restrictions. Okay, it may be issue of a petrol, it may be issue of a road where you are going, it may be any problem like suppose there is a lockdown, suppose any type of a problem is there. Okay, what are these type of a problem? Suppose there is a rainy season or something else, whatever may be the problems or restrictions, we can say them a geometric restriction. What do you mean by geometric restriction? Suppose whatever the road where you are going from your home to shopping center or directly from stand to university, suppose that construction of road is going on, so that is what your geometric restriction, so you can not go in that way, right? So here what do you mean by that restriction? Suppose we are traveling anywhere, suppose there is some problem due to air. Okay, just like some rainy season is there, कोई हवा का अगर ज्यादा झोंका आ गया तो वो that is also one geometric problem, right? So geometric restrictions on the motion of a system of a particle or a single particle. Okay, these type of a restriction on the motion of a particle is called a constraints. Okay, so what are the constraints? These are limitations or geometric restriction on the motion of a particle. If suppose a particle is moving, so if whatever type of a restriction, it may be either geometric restriction or any other type of a restriction is there on the motion of a particle, that type of a restriction is called a constraints. Getting me?
Yes ma'am.
Okay, and actually we are going to write them in the form of a equation. That means whatever may be the constraint, that constraint we are going to write down in the form of a equation. Suppose we are finding the constraint for a circle. Okay, what is a constraint for the circle? What is the restriction on the circle? हाँ, what do you mean by restriction on the circle? क्या है restriction circle पे? Radius is fixed out, na? Radius is fixed out, that is what a restriction. Okay, it has a fixed distance from a fixed point, and with the help of that only we are going to complete a circle. Okay, So radius is fixed out. That is what a restriction on the motion of a particle in a circular motion. Okay, if a particle is moving on a circular motion, that radius is nothing but your restriction. Okay, so are you getting me what I told you?
Yes, ma'am.
So now the
Yes, ma'am.
equation of a circle we are writing as x square plus y square is equal to r square. So what is that r? R is nothing but your restriction. That is x square plus y square is equal to r square. Okay. So now we have written this in the form of a equation. Okay. So what you get in this equation, x, y, and r. Okay. In the very similar way, we have the equation of a sphere. Okay, what do you mean by equation of a sphere? It is nothing but x square plus y square plus z square is equal to some constant r square. Okay, or it may be the equation of a sphere as x minus a bracket square plus y minus b bracket square plus z minus c bracket square is equals to r square. So what are the restrictions? Yes, center is fixed out, that is a, b, c, and radius is r. Okay, so these type of restrictions are there. Suppose a particle is moving on the surface of a sphere. So what is a restriction? Radius is fixed out. Okay, now here this is called a geometric restriction. That radius is fixed out, that is x square plus y square plus z square is equals to r square. Okay, now here whatever these type of a restriction we have seen here in terms of equation. So in general we can write this in terms of equation as some function in x, y, z and some time t. Okay, because time is also considered here whenever you are going to have a motion of a particle. Suppose uh, you are traveling from stand to university, so the time restriction is there. You can come within 30 minutes if you are traveling on a bike, and if you are traveling in any other vehicle, so there is some different times are there. So we can have minimum 30 minutes, maximum 30 minutes are required to come from stand to university, and that is what a time variable. So here you have seen that x square plus y square plus z square is equal to r square. That means this equation involve x, y, and z, three variables. And if suppose we are restricting a time variable also, then in general we can write the these restrictions or the constraints we can write in terms of equation as f of x, y, z, t. Okay, okay, let me write down this. The definition of this: constraints are the limitations. Constraints are the limitations or geometric restrictions. Constraints are the limitation of geometric restriction on the motion of a particle, on the motion of a particle or the system of particle, or the system of particle. These are relations between the coordinates and time t. That is, these are relation between x, y, z and the time t, and it is written in terms of some function. This is also some function, no? X square plus y square plus z square is equal to r square. Now suppose we are discussing for the 2D, that is, if suppose this is what a sphere, and here if we have a circle, then it is x square plus y square is equal to r square. Or you can have x minus a square plus y minus b square plus z minus c square is equals to some r square. This is what a equation of a sphere, this is equation of a circle. So these equations we have written in terms of x, y, z, and if suppose time variable is there, so in general we can say that this restriction can be written in terms of some function which is in terms of x, y, z and time t. These are the relation between the coordinates and the time t. Okay, we are always possible to find out in terms of now if we are writing for in general, we can say it is x. Yes, but how much time I have left out from the meeting? Yes, can anyone tell me up to which point we were there? कुठेपर्यंत झाला होता? Hello, am I audible to everyone?
madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Whether we have discussed this, sir? Ith particle? Whether you got this f of xi, yi, zi, कहाँ तक हो गया था? At least मुझे बताओ, so that I can understand, because I don't know where I have left out from the meeting.
मैडम लास्ट इक्वेशन तक हुआ था x माइनस ए ब्रैकेट्स पर.
Okay, acha. We were discussing this equation of a sphere and equation of a circle. So you can get here we have x, y, z are involving here, and now these x, y, z can be now written in terms of f of x, y, z, and if suppose time variable is z, since we are discussing for in general, sometime for the motion of a particle, time is also considered. So these equation whatever we have, it can be written in terms of some function, because these are also one functions, no? So f of x, y, z, and t. Now this is only for a single particle, because we have considered a particle is moving on the surface of a sphere. Now if suppose I have n number of particles, okay, instead of having f of x, y, z, if I have n number of particles, then we can write this restriction as f of xi, yi, zi, t. Okay. So in general, we can say that the constraints equation can be written in terms of a coordinates xi, yi, zi, and a time t. What is xi, yi, zi? This is nothing but a coordinates of your ith particle. Okay. Any doubt up to the definition of a constraint? I hope no doubt. So let me go for the next point, that is we are going to see the examples on the constraint. Okay, the first one, the example which we see, the motion of a electric fan. Okay, the motion of a electric fan. The motion of a electric fan is such a way that it moves only along a clockwise direction. Okay, it moves only in the clockwise direction. What is the restriction on this motion of a electric fan? It is going to move in a single direction, that is in a clockwise direction. So that is what a restriction on this, and that is called a constraint. Secondly, motion of a rigid body is such that distance between any two particle is always fixed out during the motion also. Okay. You can consider the example of a table or bench or anything else which is available at your home. If you are going to displace the position of a table, okay, if you are going to displace the position of a table, whether the distance between any two points in the table is also displaced. Hello, Ahitka available? Yes, are you there in the meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ सांगा इफ यू अगर आपने कोई टेबल को एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पे उठा के रखा, तो उन दोनों, सपोज आपने पहले जो फर्स्ट पोजीशन है वहां पे आपने दो पॉइंट्स लिए, उन दोनों पॉइंट्स में से आपने डिस्टेंस फाइंड आउट किया, सपोज पॉइंट P1 एंड P2, और पोजीशन डिस्प्लेस करने के बाद उन दोनों पॉइंट्स का डिस्टेंस सेम होगा या डिफरेंट होगा?
Same.
Same.
Madam, same.
So that is what a restriction here. You can see the motion of a rigid body is such that the distance between any two points of its particle is always constant during the motion also. Okay, whenever you are going to displace the position of any rigid body. Okay, it may be anything. It may be table, or it is bench, or any sofa, cupboard, whatever it there. So what if you are going to displace the position during motion? Also, the distance between any two particle is always fixed out. Okay, you can consider this is also one restriction or the constraint on the motion of a rigid body. So what do you mean by this constraint? Motion of a rigid body is such that the distance between any two particle is always constant during the motion also. Now third one we'll see is a motion of a simple pendulum. Motion of a simple pendulum. Okay, I hope everyone has studied what is a pendulum, simple pendulum. In the physics, we have practicals, right? No.
Yes.
So what is the restriction
Yes,
on the
ma'am.
motion of a simple pendulum? हमने जितना उसको डिस्प्लेस किया है वो उसी एरिया में डिस्प्लेस होगा ना, and after some
Yes.
time it will come directly to the original position. बरोबर ना?
Yes.
So this type of a restriction, whatever we have studied, it is called a geometric restriction. And next is a motion of a particle on the surface of the sphere. Motion of a particle on the surface of the sphere. Okay. I hope everyone is knowing about Gadda Yatra of our Solapur, where we have one big, we can say, क्या बोलते हैं मराठी में? झूला देखा है ना सबने? That largest one which is available here. So
Yes, ma'am.
there, at every point we are having some points where you can sit. Okay. So what is the restriction on them? That the motion of a particle on the surface of a sphere is that it cannot go beyond. Okay. That particle cannot go beyond and it cannot go inside of that sphere. Okay. Rather, you can consider the example. Suppose one ball or one football or whatever, volleyball, whatever you have taken in this uh, cricket ball. So what you have to do? You have to put one particle, whatever may be that particle. You have to move that particle on the surface of that sphere. So you can feel that what is the restriction on that particle is that the distance of the particle from the origin is fixed out, and you can say that that distance is something but your radius. In the very similar way, we can have motion of a gas molecule inside the container. Motion of a gas molecules inside the container. Motion of a gas molecule inside the container. So what is there in the motion of a gas molecule inside the container? Suppose we are knowing about the LPG gas cylinder which is available in our home, liquid petroleum gas. So we can see that actually it is liquid in your gas cylinder, right? And if suppose if you remember about in our childhood we were having बलून्स. ओके, बलून वाला अगर हमारे यहाँ पे एरिया में होता था तो वहां पे क्या होता था एक्चुअली? दैट इज ऑल्सो हीलियम गैस इज देयर, करेक्ट नो, इन दैट सिलेंडर. And what is the restriction on the molecules inside the container? They can move in this particular cylinder only. They cannot come outside. बरोबर ना? So motion of a gas molecule inside the container, we can consider that container to be a cylinder itself, or you can have suppose one room is there which is completely locked, door is closed as well as window is also closed. So we can have some particles inside the room. You can consider that particle to be air molecules. So what is the restriction on that air molecule which are there inside your locked room? They can move in that particular area only. They cannot come outside that. Correct? So we can say these are the examples of the constraint. Starting with the motion of an electric fan, it is moving in the clockwise direction. Secondly, motion of a rigid body. The third one is simple pendulum, motion of a particle on the surface of a sphere. Then motion of a gas molecule inside the container. Yes, any doubt about the example or the definition, you can ask me.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now let us go for the next point, that is types of constraint. What are the types of constraint we are going to see in this? Okay. So here classification of constraint we can consider. The firstly I will show you what are the classifications of the constraint. There are actually four types of constraint. The first one is holonomic constraint, next non-holonomic constraint, then scleronomic constraint, and then last one is rheonomic constraint. Scleronomic, and then we have rheonomic constraint. Okay, these are what the types of constraints. The constraints are actually divided into four types: holonomic, non-holonomic, scleronomic, and then rheonomic. Okay, let us go one by one. What do you mean by holonomic constraints? So just now we have discussed in the definition of constraint can be written in the form of a equation. Constraint relation, when it is expressed in terms of a equation, are called a holonomic constraint. That means if constraint equations, whatever we have got, if it can be written in the form of a equation, if it can be written, it can be written in the form of a equation, it can be written in the form of a equation. The constraint relation when expressed in terms of equation are called a holonomic constraint. Okay. Now, what are the examples of a holonomic constraint? Again, you can consider the motion of a rigid body is there in the example of a holonomic constraints. That means we can say the motion of a rigid body is such that the distance between any two points is a fixed out. So we can have this as a relation xi minus xj bracket square plus yi minus yj bracket square. I am simply writing the distance formula. Zi minus zj bracket square is equal to cj square. Okay. We know the distance formula, no? Under root of x square plus x minus a bracket square plus y minus. So instead of writing that, I have written it as xi minus yj, yi minus z, yi minus yj, and zi minus zj is equal to some constant cj square. Okay. So what is this? We can say that the motion of a rigid body is such that the distance between any two points is fixed out, or you can say any two particle is always constant, and the constraint relation can be written in this form. You can have a simply distance formula. So this is what the example of the holonomic constraint. Okay. Now you can write this as Cij, that is the distance between ith and jth particle. Now next one, the equation of a simple pendulum. The second example for the holonomic constraint is a what is the equation of a simple pendulum? It is x square plus y square is equals to L square. You can consider, suppose we have a simple pendulum. Okay, so this is what your x-axis and y-axis, and this length of the pendulum is fixed out. Length is fixed out, that is what a restriction on the simple pendulum. This is x and y coordinate, and length is fixed out, so we can have, with the help of a Pythagoras theorem, x square plus y square is equal to L square. समजतंय सगळ्यांना? Hello?
हो ma'am.
Okay. So we get the two examples of the holonomic constraint. What do you mean by holonomic constraint? If the constraint equation can be written in the form of a equation. Okay. whatever may be the relation we are getting on the constraint, if it is written in the form of equation, then it is called a holonomic constraint. Okay, and what do you mean by non-holonomic constraint? The relation which cannot be written in the form of a equation. Okay, it can be written in the form of a greater than or less than. Okay, now in this case we can go for the example of the gas molecule inside the container. Okay, what is the restriction on the gas molecule inside the container? They can travel only in the particular area. Okay, what is that area? Suppose we are discussing for the case of a cylinder or for the case of any room, whatever may be the distance. ये जो distance है उनका fixed होता है. They can travel in any motion or any restriction. But restriction क्या है यहाँ पे? अगर suppose वो sphere में travel करें, so they can travel in this area. Okay, so we can have the restriction on them as a some distance, say r, which is less equal by a. That is, in case of a motion of a gas molecule inside the container, suppose we have considered a container with some radius of a circle is fixed out. क्योंकि container अगर हमने लिया है, suppose we have considered the cylinder. Okay, if we consider the cylinder, the radius is fixed out for the cylinder. So, if we have considered the radius of a circle as a, then we can say the constraints are given by r is less equal by a. Okay, what is r? R is a whatever may be the motion of a particle. Okay, gas molecule जो भी आपके inside the container अगर वो move कर रहे हैं, that is nothing but your position vector, and that is less equal by a. क्योंकि उनके लिए restriction क्या है? वो उसी area में travel कर सकते हैं, right? The gas molecule inside the container can move in the that inside of container and with the radius is equal to some constant a. So we can have the relation r is less equal by a. Rather equality doesn't comes. अगर equality है तो obviously it will be in the holonomic constraint. Okay, are you getting me? What are non-holonomic constraint and the examples? Okay, let us go for the next point. That is, next example is a motion, the constraint involved in the motion of a particle on the surface of a sphere. Okay, suppose a particle is moving on the surface of a sphere, then what is the inequality hold in the particle? That it cannot go. You can say inequality holds as long as a particle is on the contact with the sphere, and inequality hold if it leaves the sphere. Okay, so this is also one restriction on the motion of a particle on the surface of a sphere is come under the category of a non-holonomic constraint. सगळ्यांना ते गॅस मॉलिक्यूल इनसाइड द कंटेनरचं एक्झाम्पल कळालं का नॉन हॉलोनॉमिक कंस्ट्रेंट साठी?
हो मैम.
ओके, वो गैस मॉलिक्यूल जो भी आपके ट्रैवल करेंगे उस डिस्टेंस को हमने आर कंसिडर किया है, और ए क्या है? ए इज द रेडियस ऑफ दैट सिलेंडर, राइट? क्योंकि हमारे रेडियस है, क्योंकि हम जब भी सिलेंडर कंस्ट्रक्ट करते तो फर्स्टली वी हैव अ सर्कल, then only we can consider your cylinder. Okay, that radius is fixed out, so they can move in that particular area only. Now let us go for the next point, that is scleronomic and rheonomic constraint. The constraint are called scleronomic if it is not involving a time t. Okay, if it is not involving the time t, then it is scleronomic, and if it involves the time t, then it is called a rheonomic constraint. An example for the rheonomic constraint, you can consider the sugar factory. Okay, the what is there in the sugar factory? I will show you that. Suppose I don't know how many of you visited the sugar factory, or whether at least you can see on the any video and all, or you can consider for the LPG cylinder or any type of packing material. Suppose you are having the water bottles, बिस्लेरी के वगैरह कोई भी बॉटल है, और एनीथिंग एल्स, suppose thumbs up, coca cola, or slice, maza, whatever may be the bottles. or if suppose the packing of the chocolates, anything else, whatever doing done by the machineries. Okay, so what is there, you can observe that any video you have seen. So वो एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम होता है जहाँ पे वो बॉटल अगर भरना है तो वो एट दैट पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन पे आता है और वो बॉटल फिल अप होता है एंड देन दैट बॉटल गोज इन द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट एंड देयर इट कैन बी पैक्ड आउट, उस बॉटल को पैक किया जाता है एंड देन इट विल बी फाइनली रीच टू दैट destination. Okay, after doing some travel and all. In the sugar factory also, अगर हम शुगर फैक्ट्री को विजिट करते हैं तो वहां पे क्या होता है एक्चुअली, वो जो we can consider some type of packets are there, so that packets अगर आपने पैकेट्स रखा है वहां पे तो वो पैकेट completely fill हो जाएगा and it will displace to the next position, वो नेक्स्ट पोजीशन पे जाने के बाद वो पैक हो जाएगा. सो एक्चुअली वहां पे टाइम कैलकुलेट किया जाता है, राइट? वो टाइम कैलकुलेट करके ही वो कंसिडर करते हैं कि ये पैकेट इतने टाइम में फिल अप हो जाएगा. जस्ट लाइक सपोज यू आर फिलिंग अप द बोतल ऑफ स्लाइस और माजा, सो वहां पे क्या करते हैं वो लोग, स्लाइस और माजा और एनीथिंग एल्स, सपोज यू आर पैकिंग अ चॉकलेट्स, सो वो टाइम कैलकुलेट करते हैं कि इतने टाइम में ये बॉटल भर जाएगा. So after that time, that bottle goes to the next position and it can be packed out. So this is what a rheonomic constraint, in which time involved, and scleronomic means what? In which time is not involved. Okay. Yes. Any doubt about these constraints and all?
No, ma'am.
Yes. किती जणांनी example, sorry, homework solve केला? I have given you the homework, no? Curl, gradient. What is geometric interpretation of curl, gradient, whether what is the geometric interpretation for the dot product, cross product? Yes. Yes, solve केलेत का example, homework, whatever I have told you. And you are going to clear your basic ideas. Okay, just tell me if you are having any doubt for this topic, constraints and the types of constraint. If not, we will end the lecture. In the next lecture, we will see degrees of freedom. If you understand the constraint, then only we can go for the degrees of freedom. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Those who are having a doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave the meeting. Thank you.
ಫೋನ್ ಬಾಳೆ ಐತಿ ಬಿಡು ಎಲ್ಲಾರು.